Minardi, Simsport, Circuit Superstars Racing.
Hello and welcome back to the Minardi Academy, where I'm gonna show you how to drive the 80's Formula 1 car, or the Mantra how it's called in the game, how to drive it quick around the Copperwood circuit, because this is the racetrack where this week's time trial is taking place, and many people want to know how to drive certain cars on certain tracks very quickly so that they can be on top of the time boards, which is a difficult thing to do. But we introduced this week the keyboard visualizer that you can see on the left side. It was recommended to me by Pinstrats Dan. That's another Circuit Superstars racer, and it allows me to show you exactly which keys I'm pressing. It's synced up to the racing, so you can learn from that. I will pause the video and show you certain important areas on the track, how you can approach them, but you can also see on the left side exactly what I'm doing. So let's jump right in. So before we get started, let me quickly introduce you to Red Games 13, a really cool dude with a chilled out vibe who's playing a lot of Circuit Superstars lately. So if you had enough from all the discussions about breaking points and how to squeeze out the last couple of thousands of seconds of a lap, then head on over to Red Games 13, because this guy could be your local surf shop, surf teacher. He has such a good attitude and is just enjoying the game. So if that's your kind of thing, his link is down in the description. Head on over, check him out, and say Minardi sent you.
But yeah, if you let your tyres wear right down, you definitely feel it. Definitely feel it.
So what I would recommend you before you even try to get a fast lap, hot lapping, is fool around. Do some swerving, do some braking, just get everything loose. It's the same thing as you would do sports. You warm up your muscles, you get loose so that your body is capable of moving, getting flexible. So the beginning phase where you warm up is very important. Now let's look at the lap. I'm driving against my own ghost here, and this track went live today. So you can see right now that I'm ahead of the ghost, making my first improvement on the ghost. So what we're gonna do now, I will actually jump back. So I will play the lap now in a very slow tempo so that I can explain you with markers and my words what I'm doing in every single corner. After that, you can watch a couple of hot laps just in peace, following the keyboard visualizer on the left. Of course, you're free to jump forward if that's too boring for you, but I would advise you give it 2 or 3 minutes to understand the in and outs and the whys behind some of the driving. So here we go. I told you it's going to be very slow, but there is a point behind that. So you will see in a couple of seconds why we do it so slowly. So we are approaching the start-finish line, and you want to drift slowly to the outside line. And with drift, I just mean slowly get towards the outside line, so that your rear back wheel, your rear outer wheel touches the white line ideally. If it doesn't, if it's just about there, that's fine too. You cannot hit every pixel perfect. So as you can see, I'm fully steering to the left this whole time. I'm just lifting the throttle slightly. You can alternatively tap the brake very, very shortly. And when I say very shortly, I really mean very shortly. But generally, if you turn in the right moment, you can stay steering to the left fully for the whole time. And also, you can take a lot of momentum with you just by lifting off the gas pedal. So now you're going to let the car do its thing. You don't force the car to anything. You just let it go to the outside, and when you feel the car is about stabilized, you let go of the steering wheel. After that, you try to go as straight as possible with very little inputs, because this is a straight line with a left bend, and whenever you steer the car, you slow the car. So you want to steer as little as possible. So as you can see right now, in this lap, my Ghost did a lot better. It's my own Ghost. I steered in way too late here, because the Ghost, as you can see, does it perfectly. You have to make a straight line here. From the left, where he is right now, to the curb on the right, it should be as much a straight line as possible, and you turn in slightly before the apex so that you can go onto the curbs. As you can see, still now I'm doing my first input there, trying to do as little inputs as possible. You will see afterwards, when I do the whole real-time replay, that it's very much like steering a car. The inputs, the brakes, the gas, it's very much like a real car. So here already we tap to the left, we go full steering already, because we anticipate the drifting of the Formula car. The Formula car is really slidey, so you can see the smoke starting already, and you need that drifting because this is a very tight corner and you need to take a lot of momentum through it. So you need some kind of drifting on the rear to rotate the car better. You should also, as you can see right now, be on the gas already before the apex, because the spinning wheels of the Formula car here, they mean you are speeding up quicker once you get traction again. It's important to be also on the inside on this curb. In a perfect lap, you will be inside of this curb for even longer or even earlier. So the curb will guide your car, and it will support you with grip. From here on the exit, you want to get stable and let the car go straight ahead as early as you can, because the car in this time where you're there, it's unstable, and you want to get it stable so it can accelerate as much as possible as early as possible. Because the Formula cars, as many other cars in Circuit Superstars, just like the Feather, it has a real acceleration time. So it's important to take momentum with you when you accelerate. So you see already a early steering to the left here, because you want to, this is a crucial corner. Here in this corner you want to be as close to the barrier as possible, and you stay there for quite some time. There's another technique also, but for now I'll tell you this one. So this should unsettle the car slightly when you do the heavy turn in right now. The unsettling of the car is important because it again helps you with the rotation of the car for the next corner, and it allows you to go on the throttle much earlier, because while the car is unstable, you point it already in the right direction and hit the gas early. So as you can see, I'm gaining on my Ghost right now because I did that. The Ghost drove a more beautiful, theoretically quicker race line, but he is drifting to the outside while I'm coming in coming out rather tight, and I'm already done with steering. Remember, steering slows down. So right now I'm slightly ahead of the Ghost. The following corner, you want to be on the middle of the track here, because the next right turn, it's important for your muscle memory to get this right. Because as you approach this, you have to basically do this almost every lap without hitting the barrier, but you have to steer in at a very unintuitive point. You have to be so close to the barrier and steer in where you think you will almost hit it when you steer to the right. So if you're on the curb like here, it's not perfect. You could be further out, but it works. So I don't know how I did this lap now, but my best lap times was done with going full throttle here, with no lifting and very tight. So in practice, you want to hit the inside barrier here several times, all over, all the time, because that's how you get your muscle memory to remember when can I turn in here and stay fully on throttle. As you can see on the keyboard visualizer, I'm staying on full steering and full throttle the entire time. In this lap, unfortunately, I was by far not enough on the inside. You can see here I'm already off the steering, so I'm already having the car completely straight, giving me an extra acceleration time, while other cars might be still struggling with getting the car um, directed in a straight line. So this corner is crucial for many reasons. The corner itself, of course, it costs you time if you mess it up, but also the exit of the corner is setting you up for the start-finish line. There is oftentimes that this corner loses you everything that you gained against the Ghost. So as you can see, there is a point up there. You can rewind it afterwards. You have to remember it. When do you lift? And lifting is all you do here. You don't do no braking here. As with the 60s Formula 1 car, you do it with the 80s Formula 1 car. Very similar style. You just go as far inside as possible, but not too much, because once you touch the green part, you will unsettle the car and take away your momentum. So it's only tapping, 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 and now here on the exit of this chicane, you want to make sure that you're over the curb, as you can see right now. Go very much on the inside of the curb, because if you go too much on the inside of the curb, again, you'll unsettle the car and lose all the momentum that you built up before. So now we're on the start-finish straight, and everyone who watched my 60s Formula 1 video knows what's coming now. It's important you don't go now to the outside for the next lap, because when you know you're ahead of your Ghost, you don't want to give away some of your lap time or some of your performance just for setting up another lap. So in this case, what I mean with that is you go straight ahead, because if you would do any steering to the right now, the smallest input will cost you a bit of time. So if you're fighting for top positions in the global leaderboard, you cannot really afford to do that, because after some hundreds of laps, this could be the 1,000th of a second that your opponent in front of you was quicker. So that was one lap, and now I proceed to just letting you watch some more laps in peace. While you're watching this, I want to sincerely thank you for your support and for watching my videos, which means a lot to me, because a lot of work goes into the making of these videos. I'll give away another copy of Circuit Superstars Early Access, actually. So all you have to do for that, if you know any friend or anybody who cannot afford the game right now but would love to play it, they just have to come here, tell me in the comments down below that you have sent them, and tell me very few sentences, or even in one sentence, why they should get the game, and I will pick a winner until Sunday 12 o'clock. No, let's make it Saturday so that people have time to play on the weekend. Saturday 1 p.m. We'll pick a winner until then, and I will give away the copy. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So enjoy the rest of the laps. Subscribe if you haven't, leave a comment if you have any suggestions or wishes, and yeah, I hope you like this episode and it makes you faster. Would love to hear about it. Goodbye, Minardi Simsport.
Minardi. Simsport.